Hello everyone, welcome to another quick Excel. Today we're going to be going over if statements. We're also going to be looking how you can combine the AND and the OR functions with an if to make it more flexible. So if we have this example, we might want to use an if statement to see whether these students, based on these grades, pass the class. So first thing you would do is go equals if, and we'll get a little explanation of what an if statement is. So an if checks whether a condition is met and returns one value if true and another value if false. And then the way you enter it is you put in a logical test that will evaluate either as true or false, and then you give a value that you want to put in if it's true and a value that you want to return if it's false. So in this case, we want to select this cell here, the grade, and we want that to be greater than or equal to the passing grade. And we're going to hit F4 here to lock that cell, so when we drag this formula down, it will continue to use this cell here for all the calculations. And the value that we want to return, if this is true, is pass. You have to put quotations around it because it is text, and the value we will return if it is false is fail. So I'll pull that down, and you'll see all the students that had above a 70 passed, and those that didn't failed. So we have two failures here. Now what if we want to put in a second condition? Let's say not only do you have to have a grade of 70 or above, you also have to have good attendance. So we'll start off by putting in that same if statement, but then we'll put in an AND in this logical test. And we'll see an AND checks whether all arguments are true and returns true if all arguments are true. So if we go AND, first logical statement will be the same as before. So we'll do the grade greater than or equal to the passing grade. And we're going to lock that cell again. And then the second one is going to be the cell for attendance. Was that equal to good? Again, we have to put that in quotation marks because it's text. So we close that out, and then a comma, and then we enter the value you want to return if it's true, and the value you want to return if it's false again. Those text strings. And if we drag this down, you'll see we get a very similar result, except for the person who had a 95, who had bad attendance, failed in this case. Now we can do that same sort of condition with an OR statement, just kind of flipping it around. So I'll show you how an OR works. So an OR checks whether any of the arguments are true and returns true or false. Returns false only if all arguments are false. So if we wanted to use an OR, we could say if this grade is less than or equal to the passing grade, or if the attendance equals bad. So under either one of these conditions, we want to automatically show them as failing. So if either one of those is true, it's going to show as fail. And if both of those are false, then they're going to pass. So you'll see we got, I forgot to lock. So this is a good example of what happens if you don't lock the cell. You'll see that what it's comparing it to changes as I drag it down. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to press F4 and lock this cell, and then pull it down again since I'm getting the wrong values. And you'll see we'll get the same result using that. All right. Go ahead and try and use if statements yourself. Let me know in the comments if you have any trouble. If you feel like you learned something, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and think about subscribing. All right, thank you. Bye.